Hello and welcome to Low Budget Gaming. So today I wanted to once again talk about GOG. And the reason is you remember the video from a few days ago where we discussed the issue with Ubisoft closing people's accounts with games in it and stuff like that for inactivity. Now, recently, I've mentioned this a few times. You may have seen me talk about GOG, but with all these issues and game preservation being a big problem with digital games and games getting delisted and removed and your license getting removed, GOG offers the best solution, best of both worlds basically. So unlike physical games, digital games, at least on Steam and Epic and Origin and other places, they come with a license. You own the license to play the game. You don't own the games. On GOG, it's different. You actually own the games. So the games are yours. You can download them. You can gift it to a friend or like a family member or whatever you want. The games also come in installers. So you can download them offline to your PC and play the games from there. So let's say, for example, we have Grim Dawn. You can just download the game and keep the installers on your disk. They also make it sort of disk size. Let me actually show you on my PC. So here is a folder I've made for the GOG games. These are all installers. I've downloaded some of the games here and I have quite a lot more on my account. So for example, let's take Fear Platinum. Fear Platinum is an excellent shooter FPS from 2005 or something. And you can see here it's a setup file and two bin files, which are, one is like 4 GB, one is 3.3 GB. And these are DVD sizes, so you can install them on two DVDs if you want. Of course, nowadays you can just get a big SSD, external or internal, and put them there. So this is a great way of preserving your games. If I don't have internet, which happened last month, I was like almost a day without internet, I can install these games and play them. I have a few more games here. Technomancer I played completely offline. So anyway, so the point is you own the games on GOG. You can download them, keep them, play them, and they have regular sales here. So last year, somebody from GOG actually got in touch with me and asked me if I was interested in partnering with them. And I said, yes, of course. I had been using them and I was starting to use them more and more. So when that opportunity came, I said, yes, I'll happily do that. Now, if you are subscribed to my other channel, you already know I mentioned their games on sale. These days, I'm making one separate video once a week covering the best deals. And occasionally, if there's anything else interesting, I mention them in a community post or in a different video. So if you are interested, I have my partner page here with some of my recommendations. I've put some interesting games here, open world RPGs and stuff like that. Of course, I keep changing them as well. But yeah, you can have a look at this if you wanted. And of course, like I said, I am partner now with them. I get a small cut if you buy something with my links, but you can go directly and pick up most of the games. Now, another good thing is recently I'm noticing a lot of publishers, even bigger ones, start to put their games on GOG. Now, the main downside, the reason why we often don't get big games day one on GOG is because of piracy, simply put. So for example, let's say something big like Starfield. It wouldn't come here day one because GOG is against the DRMs, the new and things like that. They don't have that. You can, like I said, you can download the games directly. They are DRM free. So you don't need a launcher. Even though they have their own launcher, you don't need their launchers. So you don't need an online connection or anything else to keep playing the game. So this is why it becomes easier to pirate these games, which is why a lot of companies, bigger ones, don't put their big AAA games day one on GOG. But they do eventually bring them over. Sometimes it takes them longer. For example, Baldur's Gate is coming here. Skyrim, look at this. Skyrim arrived on GOG late last year, I think. So yeah, you can get the full Skyrim here, DRM free. This also means that Bethesda's probably done with all the 17 versions of Skyrim. But yeah, this shows great confidence, and also I'm glad that these companies are thinking about game preservation long term. Another thing with the GOG is they make sure the games are optimized to run with the latest Windows. They try their best. Obviously, it wouldn't be 100% possible, but games that were made for XP or even older systems, they make sure they run. So for example, this one here, Soldier of Fortune 2, when did this come out? 2003. But you can see here, works on 7, 8, 10, and 11. Also, there are some games that are only on GOG. Older games you will not find on other platforms. You'll only find them on GOG. The first Diablo game, for example, you don't even have that on battle.net. It's here, available here. And they also bring back some of the classics that are no longer available. So there are quite a lot of benefits, and I encourage you to just explore GOG, have a look, especially if you are in the West, where the prices are identical. Now, there is one downside which I want to mention here, and that is the lack of regional pricing, which is a big hurdle. Otherwise, I would buy everything on GOG. So what I'm doing, basically my solution is I just stopped buying games on Steam and other platforms. I mean, not completely, but reduced it considerably. And instead of buying games a lot of the time on Steam, I wait a little and pick up the ones that I really want on GOG, even if it's a little more expensive. Not a lot more, obviously. I can't afford to spend like 3 or 4 times. But if it's like ₹100 difference or something, I'll buy it on GOG. So yeah, have a look, explore. If you have any questions, ask away. But yeah, if you care about game preservation, game ownership, having your games with you, like you paid for them, you want to own them, then give GOG a try. They are trying their best. They are a smaller store. And of course, I forgot to mention, if you're not aware, GOG is a Polish company, and they are a sister company of CD Projekt Red. So they are under the same CD Projekt umbrella. They're part of the people who make The Witcher. That's why you have Witcher and Cyberpunk games here, because they are part of the same group. And yeah, so yeah, let me know what you think. Do you use GOG? Are you thinking about it? Because with what we saw with Ubisoft and a few other places where I had another friend who got his Origin account locked, all his games gone, because he was playing Apex and he got a bit salty in the chat, and his account was suspended and he lost all his games, everything. So those things can be a little annoying. Here, like I showed you, I have games ready on my system, and I'm thinking of getting like a huge SSD that I can, like a 4 GB, 4 terabyte, 4 terabyte SSD or something, and then putting all the games here, because I have slowly built up quite a bit of a collection here. They give away a lot of free games, and I've also started buying some games here. So I have like 100 games or something, maybe more. So yeah, I've been slowly converting my games to GOG, and yeah, I think it's the best solution, sort of like a physical version but digitally, if that makes sense. And with SSDs now being reliable and robust, there's less chance of data getting corrupted and your installers getting wasted. So anyway, thank you for watching, and see you next time.